Hey now, folks! Today we are taking a look at Zombicide, Toxic City Mall. Yes, finally I've gotten around to every bit of Zombicide that's out there. Well, almost every bit. I'm sure I haven't covered some of the tiny expansions, but basically this is part of the big Season 2 push for Zombicide that happened in this past year. You could have pledged along for it alongside Zombicide Season 2 Prison Outbreak, which was the main core set. And let me stress that, especially, that Toxic City Mall is not a standalone expansion like the first Zombicide or Prison Outbreak. You need one of those two other core games in order to play this, or you could have both of them and use elements from all three games. But this is just an enhancement to those games, which includes more tiles, of course, more characters, which is what people seem to want most. It also has replacement character sheets for the original characters from Zombicide Season 1, which give you the capability to flip the sheet over and be the zombivor or zombivore, or however you're supposed to say that. I've gotten corrected for that. But in addition, it gives you the extra minis in order to have the zombivor pieces for Season 1 characters. There's a new concept, the toxic zombies, and lots of new weapons, lots of new little bits and pieces. Let's go ahead and take a look, and then I'll come back and tell you my probably pretty obvious opinion at this point. Alright, a lot of stuff comes in the Toxic City Mall box, and this is just a sample of some of the different stuff. There's a lot more miniatures than this, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what's there and just show you some examples. So let's start with the new survivors that come in the game box. So we have Raul here, and of course this uses the same rules that are in Season 2 Prison Outbreak of Zombicide, which is to say that on the flip side of all of these cards, there is the zombivore version. So just as a quick reminder, what the zombivores are basically, or zombivors, however you want to say it, instead of the old Zombicide rule where if you take 2 wounds, you immediately die and are effectively eliminated from the game, instead, if you take 2 wounds, you can have the option, if you choose to use this in your game, of a resurrection mode, where on your following turn, you actually respawn in the same spot with all of your same equipment and experience, and now it takes 5 wounds in order to kill you, but then after that, you're effectively dead. So you turn into like a zombie that's still under your own control. It's a lot tougher, but then you're going to die no matter what. So there's Raul, and these all have different special ability for their first spot, just like the others, with more special abilities up near the top. And again, I'm not going to go over every single rule of Zombicide. If you want to see rules, more rules of the game, you can watch my review of Zombicide Season 1. So there's her zombivore version, there's Elsa, Derek, and then the game actually comes with brand new cards for the original 6 survivors from the first season of Zombicide. They're the same on their regular normal survivor side. However, this now allows for you to use zombivore versions of these original survivors. So you have the twisted sort of zombie versions of all the original heroes if you want to use them. And of course, all the different miniatures for the new... first you have the ones for the new survivors, who come with this Toxic City Mall version of the game. And then you have the new zombivore miniatures for the original survivors from the base game. So you use these together with the normal miniatures you have from Zombicide Season 1, and you're good to go to use all the different features for those original survivors. Some of the other things that are in the game, of course, we have some new zombies, and these are the toxic zombies, which come in the same variety. So you have walkers, like here. You have the fatties, and you see they've got like some spiky protrusions. Very similar to how the Berserker zombies were from Prison Outbreak. Here's the runner. And of course you have the Abomination. Now, what's so special about toxic zombies? They behave like normal zombies in every respect, except that if you kill them, they deal 1 wound to a survivor that's in the same zone as them. So in other words, they're sort of like the flip sides to the Berserkers in that you don't want to kill them with melee attacks. It's much better to shoot them from range and hope that you kill them. They also get targeted before regular zombies, so unfortunately that means that you're more likely to take a wound if there's toxic zombies and regular zombies mixed together, because you're going to try to hit the toxic zombies first with your weapons and attacks. Now, some of the other different things, of course, this game comes with more of some of the base components, like more wounds and more little skill tokens and chits and things. You have new zombie cards for the toxic zombies that you're going to put into the zombie deck. They'll behave the same way as the normal zombie cards. You can tell they have this little biohazard symbol simulating that they're toxic zombies. The game comes with new tiles, just 4 of them, but they're all pretty cool. They represent, of course, the eponymous mall of the name. So they have all kinds of cool little new buildings for you to go into. Okay. Just showing some of these off. Now, this is an interesting one here. This is actually a crosswalk that you can put on the board, and there are no walls, as you can see. And so you see that there are actually, like 8 different spaces, 8 different spots that connect to this central space, which means that it's very, very dangerous, especially in one of the different scenarios where you have zombie spawn points on all sides. But this is basically, you see there's different names, shops here. Just more stuff for you to use in your Zombicide game. This is considered like a hallway inside of the mall. You also have these rubble tokens. They come in big and small varieties. And all these really do are just essentially block off sections of the board. So let's say that, for example, you're playing like this. You could just have the piece of rubble there, and that just makes that total area completely inaccessible to both the players and to the zombies. It's just a way to use more tiles, but to block off certain rooms and to make bottlenecks and things for the different scenarios. You have a ton of different little new chips and chits that you can put out on the board. There are the typical zombie spawn points, but now come in more colors. I think some of these were in Prison Outbreak as well. You have mall doors that come in single and then in double variety. They behave the same as normal doors, but of course with double doors it can be more dangerous because now you have, well, it has to actually do with the obstructions that you can put out. So these are new barricades and obstructions that players can choose to spend their action points, or I should say their actions, to build during their turn. You can spend 3 actions to start making one of these. You'll put it on the incomplete side, and then you can spend another 3 action points, or another survivor can, to fully complete it. Any players that contribute to completing one actually make it 5 experience points, but you'll have to use 2 of these to cover up a double entrance to a double door. And of course, it's not necessarily guaranteed that this will keep. If you put one down, it will keep zombies from getting to you unless they get extra activations, either from running out of miniatures or from drawing one of the cards that give zombies extra activations. In that circumstance, they might bust through the barricade. So it's not a guarantee that you're going to be safe. The game also comes with new items and weapons for the item deck. So first off, you've got some cool stuff like the flamethrower, which basically you can discard a gasoline card to make it behave like a Molotov cocktail, which is super cool. Spare change gives you damage 2 with sawed-off shotguns. Cookies, you can just discard to gain an experience point. I kind of like that card for some bizarre reason. The assault rifle is just a really, really good gun. Hollow point rounds increases the damage of pistols, sniper rifles, evil twins. The laser pointer gives you another dice roll with certain weapons like the pistol and the submachine gun. The gas mask lets you become immune to the toxic blood spray from the toxic zombies that would give you damage. And there are 6 new weapons that are ultra red weapons. Now, ultra red is a new play mode that's introduced in Toxic City Mall, wherein typically when a player gets experience, they can level up. So you'll go from blue to yellow and get more abilities, and go from orange all the way up to red and get a red ability. Now the ultra red mode lets you go, well, let me use a new character as an example. The ultra red mode is going to let you gate all the way to the top of the gauge and then start all over again down at blue, but retain all the experience you gain and then some. That means that when you get up to orange the first time, you can choose an ability. When you get to red, you can choose another ability. Then you get to start all over again, and when you get back here, you can take the abilities you didn't choose. Not only that, but if you put the ultra red weapons in the deck and you find one, you can't use it if you're a normal survivor, but if you get to ultra red mode, you can actually use one of these really, really awesome weapons, and they're all very good. Ned's Atomic Flashlight gives you 5 dice to roll, deals 3 damage, and hits on a 4 or more. Jack and Jill gives you 6 dice to roll, hits on a 3 or more, and deals 2 damage. And by the way, a lot of these can open doors as well. So Betty can open doors, rolls 7 dice, hits on a 4 or more, and does 2 damage. The Sweet Sisters are 2 like dual pistol gun blades, and they can go melee or ranged, roll 6 or 4 dice, roll on hit on 3 or more, and deals 2 damage. Doug's Dream, which was actually from one of the scenarios in the first season, gives you 8 dice, hits on a 4 or more, deals 1 damage, and the 911 special is 5 dice, hits on a 3 or more, and deals a damage. I mean, these are just awesome weapons. Now, if you're not eligible to use one and you just want to get rid of it, you can discard it to gain 5 XP, which is still pretty good. And there's a lot of other like little miniature stuff in the game, lots of little new tokens. This is probably one of the coolest ones, which is just, this is a replacement for the little cardboard first player token from the first game or from Prison Outbreak, which, I don't know, it doesn't really do much, but it's just really cool looking. And that's basically everything that's in Toxic City Mall. Lots of new zombies, lots of new abilities, lots of cool new options for your characters and tiles and little chits for the board. Just more and more of what you hopefully enjoy about Zombicide. You know, it's pretty interesting. I held off on getting Toxic City Mall during the actual Kickstarter for Season 2 because I really just wanted Prison Outbreak and the extra stuff I can get along with that, and I figured I'd just buy Toxic City Mall later. Hence the reason I haven't gotten around to this review till now. But really, I don't know what I would recommend more to a person who only owns the first season of Zombicide, this or Prison Outbreak, because Prison Outbreak is a full game, but I feel like there's just, this one enhances the game more. Not just with, the toxic zombies are interesting. I actually think they're a little more dynamic and more of a challenge for the players than the Berserker zombies from the Prison Outbreak. But really having the extra characters here, they're just as good as the one from Prison Outbreak. Having being able to enhance your Season 1 box with the new Zombivor minis and sheets for the original characters is really cool. The first player marker, it seems ridiculous, like who cares, but I think it's cool. I don't know. I love that skull. That's just a cool little add-on. The Ultra Red rules, to be honest with you, I don't remember if those are in the Prison Outbreak rulebook as well, but that's a neat thing too. And just having the extra tiles and the extra capabilities in a box that's much cheaper than the Prison Outbreak box kind of leads me to think that if you're on the fence about which one to get first, you should definitely get Prison Outbreak at some point, because there's a lot of stuff in that box with tons of tiles, and it's always good to have more characters. Even if you don't get the Kickstarter exclusive stuff, who cares? But if you really have to choose and you're money conscious, as I am, I've spent way too much money on this game as it is, really, then you probably want to go for Toxic City Mall first, because it's cheaper. You get a very good amount of stuff in that box to enhance your original game. Lots of new scenarios in the campaign book, and that's not even counting all the ones you can download online from the official Cool Mini or Not site for the game. So that's it. Overall, I think I like what they've been doing with these sets. I don't think that the new expansions, whether we're talking about the big expansions or the small expansions for Zombicide, have changed the game in any drastic ways. But then again, I don't really think it needs to. I think that the game is intentionally a sort of simple, cooperative miniatures game. And I think that it's the kind of game where as long as the expansions keep up the same quality and add more of what the players already like, then that's just fine. And I think that there are enough changes here to keep players interested in the game. This is not going to change anyone's mind about Zombicide, and I've said this before with the other expansions. If you don't like the original Zombicide, even the tweaks they make to the annoying rules, like the zombivore trying to take care of the whole player elimination problem, none of those tweaks are really going to affect your opinion. It doesn't change the game enough for that to happen. But for the people who already enjoyed the game, for the people who were on the fence about the game, I think that this is a good expansion. I think that this is going to take some of those on the fence people and sort of put them over and say, okay, there's enough meat here on these bones to really enjoy the game. I like it a lot. I'll probably always like it. It's probably not my number one cooperative game, but it's definitely up there. Zombicide, Toxic City Mall, really great expansion. Thumbs up for me. My name is Nick. This has been Board Game Brawl, and I'm reminding you to get out there and game every day in every way. Take care.